I got sick about 2 months in and had to stay home for a week. During that time, Josh and I were texting and the conversation turned about our past experiences. He told me that he had 11 girls before me. Then he asked me if I had ever done anything different. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, "My Boyfriend Broke Up With Me Because of My S-Word Past. I Want Him Back. Thoughts?" And guys, this story is definitely interesting in the sense where you're going to see this woman meets this guy while she was having an open relationship with her previous guy. Been with the previous guy for a few years. Obviously, she was bored, not really into him. Convinced his dumb ass to do a open relationship. And then she meets this guy. They get together, as you're going to see. But eventually, he finds out about her past, things he doesn't like. And now then they're having problems. Okay? And it's funny to me that a guy meets a woman who's already in an open relationship. And he actually is shocked that there's going to be things about her past they're going to cause him some issues. Go figure. But anyhow, that'll be an entertaining one to go over here to see how this thing goes. But at the end of the day, it's amazing to me how gals keep these things quiet, or guys go into these relationships with these expectations, and then they find out about their past, and they just lose their freaking mind. You know, it's like, come on here. It's kind of obvious given this situation. So it starts off, she says, I've talked to a few people about my situation already, but no one has been able to give me a practical advice. Hope someone here understands my side. Well, because most people, at least to my knowledge, aren't in situations like this. And maybe that'll tell you something about yourself. I started hanging out with this guy who we'll call Josh while I was in an open relationship with someone else. This previous relationship wasn't going anywhere. I didn't feel anything romantic for that person anymore, but wasn't actively looking for another relationship. Josh knew about the other person, and after we were going out for a few dates, he told me he was falling deeply for me and couldn't stand being with a girl who belonged to someone else. A few dates, and this guy's falling deeply for a girl who's in an open relationship. Is this guy out of his damn mind? Come on here. You don't think that she won't get bored with you one day and then the same thing will happen? It says here, by then, I'd already fallen head over heels in love with Josh, and he was in love with me too. What a load of crap. After a few dates. We told each other the 3 words while I was still in the other relationship. I was scared to break up with the other guy because we had been together for 5 years and it was convenient. What I tell you guys in the other story, both here, this channel and the other one, about open relationships. When a gal brings up the subject of open relationship or open marriage, or if the guy does it, but almost always it's the women, it's over. And right here she admitted that. There was nothing romantic going on with the previous guy. It was gone, but she was only staying with him because it was convenient. Probably because he split the bills, took care of everything, he was a cash cow, who knows? It was convenient. Nothing left, but she was staying with him anyway. Woman asks for an open relationship, open marriage, whatever your situation is, end it. Walk away. Don't go through the pain and suffering. She's done with you. Anyhow, so I went and broke the open relationship and went exclusive with Josh. Now picture the most perfect fairy tale relationship you can think of. That's what our first 2 months were. We were very honest and open about our deep feelings with each other and introduced each other to the family. Talked about growing old together. Yeah, it went too fast. That's called the honeymoon period, genius. Of course, in the beginning, everything's exciting and unpredictable and new and blah, blah, blah. And the SCX is amazing because it's all new. But after a few months, the honeymoon phase ends and you find out, actually, are you compatible? Do you really like each other? Etc., etc. She says, I got sick about 2 months in and had to stay home for a week. During that time, Josh and I were texting and the conversation turned to our past experiences. He told me he had 11 girls before me. Then he asked me if I ever done anything different. Since we were talking about this already and it was all fine, I thought I could trust him and tell him I had a threesomething with a friend and some guy that she knew. A few months before Josh and I started dating, while I was still in the open relationship. Josh reacted well through the text when I told him and said he also had a threesomething in the past. We talked about how it was kind of weird, but it was a good experience, blah, blah, blah. Ended texting and went to bed. The following day, he texted me that he lied to me, that he had never had a threesomething, but he was shocked when I told him that he didn't want to fall behind. So this guy's already shocked about her past. He met her while she was having an open relationship. That says who she is, okay? And he's shocked that some details about her past didn't align with how he viewed her. Come on here, man. This is when the trouble started. Josh started falling into this depressive spiral. He was still trying to act normal around me, but whenever I asked him what was wrong, he said he couldn't get over the fact that I had a threesomething with a stranger. Dude, you started dating a woman that was in an open relationship. What do you expect? You don't expect that there's going to be a lot of activities going on, that she's going to be testing the waters on a lot of different things. Now, I'm going to skip to all the gruesome details of this horrible month when Josh literally self-harmed out of sadness for this thing I did. Dude, you've been dating her for a few months and you're going to do self-harm? Come on. Over one chick? Smack. This guy needs a big brother. This guy needs a mentor to help him. I never got angry at him. I tried to be supportive all throughout, but he was in a very bad place. He made me tell him every single detail about that night. We fought so much over this, and the only reason I didn't dump him for being such an idiot is because I really, really loved this man. In the one sense, you can't blame him for being upset about certain things, but on the other hand, dude, what'd you expect? I would have told any other guy to go to hell for being so stupid and sexist, but not Josh. Sexist? I couldn't. I tried to put myself in his shoes. I probably also would not have liked the idea about him with some random girl, but his S-word past is a lot more colorful than mine. He has a daughter, by the way, but it's none of my business, so I don't think I have the right to show him I'm upset over it. Why does he? You've been together for a couple months. It's not like you guys have been together in an exclusive relationship for years or married, and he asked you previously about what happened. Now, I have an issue when a guy asks a woman about her past, and she completely lies about it, and they get in a relationship and get married, and he finds out down the road. But it sounds like with this regard, she flat out told him, okay, yeah, I had a threesomething and blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, I'm sure there's plenty of other graphic details about her S-word adventures in the past, but maybe she would have told him, maybe she didn't, but she was upfront about this. Anyway, one day Josh was fine again, and not depressed, but acting really aloof and distant. He said he talked to some friends and decided to take one day at a time. But this turned out to be 3 more months of him being distant, but pretending to be fine. But whenever we saw each other, I could see in his eyes, and it just wasn't the same. The magic of our perfect first months wasn't there anymore. Magic? So I started confronting him, asking why he was acting like that, taking me for granted, and he would just say he was sorry, but he had to change his attitude because of the way he was before it was killing him. I suppose I freaked out and smothered him. I was desperately holding on to every word, hoping that he would get over this emotional block and be fine with me again, but it never happened. We were both still trying through. In the end, I gave him about 3 ultimatums at 3 different times. Told him to think about whether he still wanted me or not. He never came back with an answer. He would say things that were weird between us, but he couldn't force being okay with me again. Bro, if this bothers him this much, then end it. End of story. If that was the deal breaker for him, okay. But stop wasting all this time. This guy needs to stop wasting his time and her time, honestly, because she told him, at least she was honest, and move the hell on. Instead of spending all this time moping around, being depressed, trying to off himself like she said. I mean, come on here. And again, you went into this relationship with her knowing darn well how you met her. And you were hooking up with some other dude's girl. I said we should take a break to lick our wounds. All this happened through the text rolling eyes. Even though I asked for a break, I completely fell apart the following days. He didn't even try to keep me. He didn't even reply to my text saying I wanted to break it off. We didn't even set a time limit for this break. I felt horrible and wanted him back. But I had been mourning the end of the relationship for months already. Sounds to me, guys, that this woman really enjoys drama. She was bored in her other relationship, but she stayed with that guy. But with this guy, even though he, in a way, he's acting like a bitch, she at least is getting drama. And it's a roller coaster, and it's keeping her on her toes and all that. So I think she likes this. And if things were smooth and easy, she'd get bored. About a week later, I caved in and texted him. I was polite and said, I hope you're doing okay. Do you think we can meet up any of these days to talk? To which he replied, I don't think it's a good idea, but we could. I texted him, if it's okay if you want some time off, too. It's just that we didn't agree on a time limit for this break. Message seems, but no reply. She wrote this a little weird, so bear with me, guys. So, I'm spiraling into a crazy state once again. A week later, I text him, I won't give up on you. Seen, but no reply again. Radio silence. Yeah, she likes the drama. She likes the uncertainty. She likes the turmoil. She's turned on by this. I decided now to do no contact for 30 days. We were both still watching each other's stories on Instagram. It seems like he's mirroring my stories. If I post a selfie, then so does he. I post that I'm watching a movie and he does the same, but no messages from him since. Does anyone have any thoughts about this situation? I want him back more than I've ever wanted anything in my life. See? She likes the challenge, the fight. Because nice guys will act in a sense. This guy's interesting because, he has some nice guy traits, but he also has traits of a guy that's just make things challenging for her, so that's why she's chasing after him. I want him more back than anything I ever wanted in my life. I do believe we are good for each other, and we can work it out if he gets over this one S-word adventure I had in the past. There's no way anybody listening to this story believes that that's your one thing that you did in the past that would get him worked up. I do not buy that for a second. There's more things there, but he didn't ask about it. He probably does want to ask about it at this point. And I will work hard to be less clingy and give him more space. We didn't start a relationship correctly, seeing as I was with someone else, but I did everything I could to make it right. I'm hoping that the 30 or so days will make him think about everything and give him time to miss me. I'm also trying to better myself, keep busy, and I'm starting to realize the things I did wrong too. However, the main reason for the breakup is definitely that I'm not the perfect saint he thought I was. Thanks for reading this. Please help. Yeah, you're not a perfect saint, but at least when you talked about the pet, you admitted it. Okay, I give her credit for that, fine, because a lot of these stories, they don't do that. But what the hell was he thinking? Met her in an open relationship. Obviously, she was having fun with other dudes. And a guy would be out of their mind to get in a relationship with a gal who's currently in another relationship but doing the open relationship thing, because the second she gets bored with you, she'll keep you around for that comfort and convenience, as she openly admitted in the story. Like, no surprise there. And then go do the same thing. So, both of these two are jackasses, in my opinion, but I thought it'd be an entertaining one to go over here just to show you, again, anything that is connected to this whole open marriage, open relationship thing turns to shit. But in today's world, it's amazing to me how I've seen articles recently propping up this idea about the open marriage, open relationship thing, and how more couples are doing it. It's a great thing and blah, blah. It's despicable, But as I say all the time, we're in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 world, so no surprise there. But watch out, you guys out there that do dating relationships. I don't want this to happen to you. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know. Who's worse, her or him? Who's being the bigger bitch here, her or him? I'd like to hear about it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.